A private fertility research lab is looking publicly for a surrogate mother to bring to term the first human clone. And not just any human, the flesh and blood daughter of Jesus Christ. Most people believe the founder of the biggest religion on earth was never married. However, computerized textual analysis of the New Testament itself reveals that the wedding at Cana was that of Jesus. Thus, the proof begins with the Bible itself. According to tradition, Jesus would never have been responsible for the wine at Cana unless he was the groom. In September 2012, at the International Congress of Coptic Studies in Rome, Professor Karen King announced the discovery of a 4th century papyrus fragment she called the Gospel of Jesus' Wife. It is written on a small piece of papyrus that Jesus discussed his wife with his disciples. In this particular fragment, the name of his wife is not given. In November 2014, Professor Barry Wilson publicized a 6th century manuscript based on a lost gospel, which was destroyed around the time of the first Christian Roman Emperor, Constantine. Held in the archives of the British Library, the document tells of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and that they were married and had 2 children. The children were 2 girls, Sarah and Mariana. Archaeologist Benjamin Hammett, in the area of Rennes-le-Château in France, discovered the so-called treasure of Béranger-Saunier, a mummified corpse which is believed to be Mariana, in an underground tomb connected to the Knights Templar, also known as the Guardians of the Bloodline of the Lord. Because she was found on private property, and an example of the power of Mammon, the mummified remains were eventually sold. The highest bidder was a well-known pharmaceutical company. You may have heard of the progress being made in cloning a Tyrannosaurus, because DNA can now be teased from samples of different dinosaurs, from organic matter 1 million years old. Because this human subject was only 2,000 years old, because all samples were taken from the same individual, and because they now owned an inexhaustible supply of samples. It was much easier for the pharma concern to rescue the blueprint of life from a well-preserved mummy. It took them but 2 years before they mapped the entire genome of Mariana, the daughter of Christ. Now that the news has been released, the backlash of public opinion has already begun. A fertility research clinic located in Florida has announced what they call an open application process for surrogate mother candidates. This means the applicant who wins would most likely be looking at compensation in the millions of dollars. This also means they have the eggs ready for implantation. Eggs which are, at this time, still frozen. The eggs are all identical to one another, right down to the mitochondria, the cells of Mariana's embryo.